Good day, this is Mr. K's 23.5b stands in our way. 23.5b. The Congress of Vienna was a gathering of Europe, West and East, and Central, to talk over how to strengthen the ability to stop aggression and to have a balance of power and to restore monarchies to their rightful place. Basically, trying to get things back the way they were before the French Revolution. And we're going to see these political changes today. All right. The situation in Europe after the Congress of Vienna represented a victory for conservatives. It represented a victory for conservatives. You know, conservatives are people that don't want much change. We find a gathering of these nations together to form military pacts. If you have revolution in your country, you can count on my armies to come in and help you. One was called the Holy Alliance. It included Tsar Alexander, Emperor Francis I of Austria, and King Frederick William II. Russia, Austria, and Germany, or Prussia. Russia, Austria, and Prussia. It was called the Holy Alliance. See, the farther east you get, the more conservative and the more absolute rulers you have. The farther west you go, you have more democracy. The Concert of Europe was also created. They were a series of alliances devised by Metternich, Metternicch. Remember, he is the foreign minister of Austria. I said in the last section he was prime minister. He's foreign minister of Austria. And in the Concert of Europe, it assured that nations would aid one another if revolutions broke out. Nations would aid one another if revolutions broke out. See, they're afraid that if it happened in France, a revolution, it could happen in my country. Despite efforts to undo the French Revolution, the leaders of the Congress could not stop democratic ideas. Despite the efforts to undo the French Revolution, the leaders of the Congress of Vienna could not stop democratic ideas. How do you stop them from espousing or wanting democracy after they've seen it? It's tough to do. In other parts of the world, you're going to see revolution break out in Latin America. Latin American nations revolted against Spanish rule. Latin American nations revolted against Spanish rule. Where was their inspiration in Mexico and in Latin America in general? Well, you've got the American Revolution and you got the French Revolution. Mexicans successfully revolted against Spain, as did the Brazilians against Portugal. Mexicans successfully revolted against Spain, as did the Brazilians against Portugal. Brazil became independent really without firing a shot. Portugal was not strong enough to hold on to Brazil, so they got independence. What is the long-term legacy of the Congress of Vienna? Well, nationalism grew. People started to have a love of their own country. Nationalism grew, and democratic ideas began to take hold in European nations. Nationalism grew, and democracy began to take hold in European nations. Italy, Germany, Greece exploded in revolutions. Italy, Germany, Greece exploded in revolution. Now, before I sign off, I want to show you what France was like, or what Europe was like before and after the French Revolution. Notice here, in 1810, Napoleon controlled quite a bit of Europe, with the exception of Portugal, Great Britain, Sweden, and the Ottoman Empire. Well, in Sicily and Sardinia, okay? France was a strong country. After Napoleon is done, we see the creation of the Netherlands We see a German confederation. Austria was very powerful. We see some lands that are packed here around France to the south that have strength. It looks like a return to conservative ideas, yet we see democracy is going to grow. Well, this is 23.5B with Mr. K's, and you know where you can find me. Yeah, down the road. Bye-bye.